working through all the free video tutorials on the Singer Elite SE017, but if you have a serger similar to this, follow along. A lot of sergers are similar. And one thing people kind of sometimes struggle with is how to get started. So I know we have just finished the threading video, so I am going to link to it right up here. And I'm going to talk about how do you get started. So once the serger is threaded, if you have just threaded it and you have individual threads coming out to the side, there is a quick little tip I show you in that threading video towards the end that I'm going to let you check out on your own. But once you start stitching, you have this chain. So the chain kind of comes out the back. I'm going to just serge a little. Obviously, you can see that we can serge without fabric underneath it. This little chain can easily be gently pulled and stitched. No fabric involved. Now, if you are still testing out your fabric, which you probably need to no matter what your next project is, see if you have a little sample piece of the actual project fabric so you can try out your stitch before you go right to your first seam. The other thing to do if you are doing a 4-thread overlock is go ahead and fold it in half. You're going to notice that throughout the videos that we're doing that you will see me stitching off the fold, or after I do one, I'll show you, is stitching off the previous row of stitching. So if I needed to adjust something, I'm going to just test it again on the same fabric. As you just put your fabric right up to, let's say, the toe of the foot, so you can see how you can just slide it in there. That is far enough for the feed dogs, though you can actually see them down there, to pull the fabric in. So you don't have to come back here, lift up the foot and put it down. Lift and lower. I actually kind of remind my students, let's just leave that always down unless you need to have it up for other things that you're doing. But really, once you start serging, just leave it down. As you put this right up to the toe of the foot, I do usually have something I'm cutting off, so I'm hanging that off the edge, and just go ahead and start to serge. You saw how it just pulled it right on in, and I'm kind of testing and seeing if I like the look of this stitch. After you've sewn, you can come about 3 inches and bring it around, step on the foot control, and actually let the knife cut it off. So I am a fan of that, and it is the easiest way to do it. Yes, you can do with your scissors, but all in all. Now, the next thing people always ask is this little loop of chain that's right here. Do they need to do anything? Nope, because as soon as I put my next piece in, that will continue out the back. So here's our overlock stitch. It looks great, all nice and balanced. The loopers are meeting along the end, and I have a good looking stitching line where the 2 needles are. Now, if I need to adjust anything, which we will do videos on how to adjust tensions, what different stitch lengths you should be at, you will learn all the little tips and tricks of making a serger always work no matter what you do to it. If you've made another change, all I do is put the fabric right up to the foot and cut off what I've already done. Now, sometimes your fabric is a little thicker. So what I do with my thicker fabric, so it doesn't end up just pushing, and sometimes what happens with thicker fabric, it starts to push that top layer down and then you have kind of a weird start, is you can come in here, take your thumb, and just lift the foot. See how it's spring-loaded? You can kind of get it on top of that thicker fabric when you have something of height. This fabric, 2 layers, most of your normal fabrics, you don't have to do it, but just enough to kind of get it so the foot's a little bit more on top is ideal. So see how I'm just cutting this off? So this one little piece of fabric could easily have 6, 7, maybe even 8 passes until I get the right setting for what I'm looking for. If I'm still fine-tuning maybe some decorative threads, or maybe I didn't thread it right the first time, so now I've kind of tweaked it to make sure I've got everything where it should be. So that's how easy it is. Once you're ready to start, find that everything looks good. This is why I sew on the fold, so I can open it up, see what I'm looking at. Just a reminder, whatever color is on your outside needle, today mine is blue because I'm doing it color-coded. So blue is my left needle. If I pull a little tug there, then I see blue thread. So if I need to match this thread, I'm going to put cream thread in that outside needle. Maybe something, I could even have whites in the other ones, and it's going to look just fine. So I hope this will get you started. Check out the videos. We have a complete playlist of all the videos that we've done on this serger right here at the end, and you can start at the beginning learning about this machine from beginning and all the way through all the cool decorative stitches that it will do. All right, happy serging, everyone.